What is going on, my baboon brothers? My shimmian sisters? Dude is here with another Advance Wars Days of Ruin replay analysis. Yes, that's right, it's been a hot second, but we're going back to the Days of Ruin train, baby. We're reviewing a top 10 clash in standard play on the map Dragon Fang. One of my favorite maps currently in Days of Ruin. Why? A lot of stuff going on. You got 3 different fronts you can fight on. This front over here, the middle front, this front over here. Days of Ruin might have sort of a bad reputation for being a lot more stally than Advance Wars by Web. However, this map, I rarely see the stall. That's why it's one of my favorites. We also see a lot of bunched up cities. Hey, if Kindle was allowed in Days of Ruin, this would be a Kindle map, because the most contested properties are these 4 clumps of 2 cities right here. Get control of all these, you're probably going to win the game. Now, let's talk about the COs, because this is going to feature a new CO that not many people are familiar with. First off, let's talk about the known COs. We got Penny. Penny Plus. Now, look at this. It used to be everything in her zone was 10-10, and she has a zone of 3. So everything within that CO unit zone of 3 in that orb would get 10-10, but they buffed her. Now it's 15-15 because she was a little on the more underpowered side. She was in like tier 4-3, straddling tier 4 and 3. But now she's up there in tier 2 probably with this new boost, because 15-50 is nothing to sneeze at. As you all know, her super CO power, once you get 60 unit energy charge from killing units. If you guys don't know the Advance Wars Days of Ruin how things operate, I highly suggest checking out my other videos on Days of Ruin. I go into more detail on the differences. Anyway, after you get 60 energy cost, doing 60 damage within the CO zone, random weather. Could be rain, could be snow, could be sandstorm. Personally, I'm a sandstorm kind of guy. Lowers all your opponents' firepower to 70%. Really neuters them. Rain gives them 1 vision around every unit, so they're barely being able to see around. Snow reduces every single unit's movement by 1. So if your infantry moves 2, now it moves 1. If your tank moves 6, now it moves 5, etc. Penny not affected by that though. But who is Penny facing? The new CO, Snowwind. Now Snowwind, you can tell this was written in Chinese before English, because none of this shit makes any sense. I tried understanding this. It is not legible. What is Snowwind to do? Snowwind is a CO. She has a 1 CO zone. Just 1. Make that 1 CO. At the beginning of the turn, or actually anytime during the turn, that 1 CO unit, you can spawn a mech or an infantry around it. You have to pay for it. You have to pay for it. So let's say I spawn a mech next to me. Pretty cool, huh? You have to pay for it, and it also makes one of your bases not work. So I have 3 bases, I spawn a mech, one of those bases won't work. So I can't generate a 4th unit, what I'm saying. You can still only create as many units as bases you have, and you can only create 1. So I can create a mech or an infantry. That's it. So she's like Sammy kind of is. Anything in her zone, also air units are overpowered in her zone, 30-30, pretty damn good. And the spawned mechs or infantry also gain 1 HP, and all fuel and ammo at the beginning of the turn. What's her CO power? Well, she actually has 2 powers. She has her CO power and super CO power. Both of them cost 60, so they're equivalent. Her normal CO power, 3 range missile that does 5 HP of damage. I mean, that's like Rachel, that's like, you know, Von Bolt kind of deal. Pretty cool. Greatest accumulation unit value. I like this one. Pretty straightforward. Big boom boom. Super CO power, a little more complex. Now, you can build ground and air units in the CO zone. Not just infantry, but also a tank, mega tank, or whatever heck it's called, super tank, copters, etc. So now it's ground units instead of just that 1 unit. So before it was this infantry mech is produced, but now it could be any ground unit. So you could spawn a huge ass big beefy unit. So I'm more of the big missile kind of guy. I'm a missile kind of guy. She seems pretty good. And her music is a banger. It reminds me of Mario Golf. You'll see that I love Mario Golf Toadstool Tour. Phenomenal GameCube game. It reminds me of that. Both of these songs are bangers. Penny's is a banger, and so is Snowwind. We got Benchwarmer. 3rd overall rank in standard play versus Frozen, 6th overall rank in standard. What more can you say? Top 6 battling it out. So in the bottom we got Benchwarmer and the Blue Boys playing Snowwind. On the top we got Frozen and the Green Beans playing Penny. Listen to this music. Does that not sound like Mario Golf? So, because infantry are so damn expensive, in Days of Ruin they cost 1,500 instead of 1,000. If you only have 4,000 funds, you can only afford 2 infantry. That sucks, but that's the reality. Things, inflation, guys. It hits Advance Wars too. But now, with 5,000 you can build 1,500, 1,500, 1,500, and you still have 500 left over. Math. So, pretty standard stuff so far. Pretty standard stuff. So let's see if he will crown one of his units CO. By the way, to make a CO unit, you have to pay half its cost. A tank, 7k, you have to pay 3,500. Infantry, 1,500, you have to pay 750. Half the cost, it becomes a CO unit. You can only build one, obviously. Builds one, so that costs 7,500. And now, can spawn an infantry anywhere around this. Look, spawn it here. But that means you cannot produce from this space. So there's a trade-off. Move the infantry up one space, and now, oh, that's pretty good. I like this. They can dual cap this, but cannot produce from there. Pretty decent. Pretty decent CO. Is it one of the best? I don't know about that. I think Penny's better personally. I'm a Penny simp, so what can I say? But I love the Mario Golf sound. I will not get over that. Listen to this. It's so beautiful. Listen to this. The second part gets better. So as the game goes on, you'll hear more of the music. It is 100% like stolen from Mario Golf, or something equivalent. Toadstool Tour, 2004, I think. Anyway, got some bikes. They're just like infantry, but they move farther. They cost 2,500. They move further. But look at this double thing, and look, just keep spawning in the infantry. Look at it. You're gonna win the middle with this many infantry. Look at this. It's crazy. Goes in artillery. Because look at this little gap right here. You can put artillery here or here, surrounded with infantry. Artillery even better for Snowwind, since you have extra infantry blocking. So it's really nice to have. But there's an opportunity cost. Look, you built infantry here, but had to skip over here. So there's only 3 infantry over here. Always an opportunity cost where you're making these units. So these aren't free infantry Snowwind is built. Just remember that. And will they interrupt? Probably. Nope, does not interrupt actually. Snowwind can cap, attack. Not a bad move. Get both the properties in the middle. Whoa. Interesting. Not opting to cap there, but rather attacking with that. Huh. I would have capped personally, but maybe that's just me. And opting to skip from this base to build an infantry up top. Alright, I'm not going to start humming and whistling. You guys hate that. We got tanks on the field now. So it looks like Snowwind is going to get the advantage in the middle. But where does Penny get her advantage? More in the late game. Ooh, that actually did a lot of damage too. Gotta be careful. If you lose a CO unit, you lose all your charge. Penny's got 18 charge. Snowwind's only got 9 charge. Remember, once you get 30 charge, your little orb, it grows 1 level. So Penny's will become 4, Snowwind's will become 2. So it kind of snowballs a bit. So you want to keep your units alive. Brings it back, withdraws. Might want to build a mech here. There's a tank right there. Yep, there's a mech. But we still be a little careful though. This will not be captured yet, so there's a slight advantage there. Both are pretty equal on the sides. Blue's about to get this, Green's about to get this, Green will probably get that, but there is a bike right there. There's a bike right there, so we'll see. Oh, the bike attacks! 8-5, not bad. Bikes are slightly stronger than infantry. You do pay more for them, they move farther. They also have stronger stats. Same with mechs. They have the same stats as mechs. I think. I'm pretty sure. So far, pretty even. Snowwind is getting up in the charge. 13 now. Penny's at 22, though. With the larger orb, it's easier to get, you know, superpowers. So I would expect Penny to get a superpower much easier. Oh, thank God we connected the server in China. Okay. So this recon's actually really good. Look at all those roads. You can reach there in 2 turns, I want to say. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Definitely can, yes. Looks like Green's gonna have to retreat here. Snowwind gets wins the battle here. Probably wants to capture this property, so he has a 2k advantage. Boom, kill. Mech capping. Feisty. Also, this copter, a little feisty over here. Got a strike off on the recon, but I mean, where's it gonna go now? Like, surrounded with anti-air here, anti-air here. But it did force an anti-air over here, which is good. The anti-air doesn't really want to have to move this way. It wants to go. It wants to be tanks, and it wants to move to the side. So, actually forced out an anti-air, which is not a bad idea. Not a bad move. Blue's looking to expand in the middle. Really going all out in the middle. Green was a little more dispersed. Has a recon over here at least. Actually, both of them have gone recons. Pretty mirroring, to be perfectly honest. So what will Penny do? Frozen. What will Elsa do? I've never seen that movie, by the way, and I probably never will. But I knew the main character's name is Elsa, so touche. Disney. And Penny now has a huge orb. You can hear it pulsing. 4. It's gonna be super easy to get the superpower. Probably next turn or the turn after. When the orb is 4, basically everything fighting is gonna happen to the orb. So you have to be careful about keeping it alive. You don't want to lose that orb. You don't want to lose that CO unit, because then all that evaporates. Uh-oh. Uh-oh! Evaporates. Just like that. Snowwind! Boom! Bang! Bang! Look at that! Great beginning by Snowwind. 44 now. Now that's a real orb. However, beware, the orb yourself might die. You kill an orb, but at the same time you're putting yourself at risk. Did we build a mech? Or an infantry? It appears... You gonna build something? Yeah, build some infantry there. Pretty scary, but... Recon's looking good over here. Recon's looking good over here. I'm liking Snowwind's position right now better. But Penny's a tricky one. Oop, and there we go. Bye-bye, that CO zone. And just like that, Penny's right in. Penny is right back in it. Boom, killing off with the recon on the side over there. Also, Penny does have 2 of these cities. Blue is only about to have 1. Also getting this city right here. Not really capturing the city right now. Going for it now, but the tank. See how that goes. Kills off 1 artillery. It's kind of headless. There is no CO unit. So what is Snowwind going to use the CO unit? Probably the copter, I would think. Because the copter gets 30-30. Don't forget, the copter, tanks and stuff, you don't get anything. Air units, 30-30. So that copter is going to hit like a truck. That's a strong copter. Better watch out. Penny's on the retreat, backing up a bit. Has the artillery, though. Still getting some power. Secretly getting up to 45, excuse me. Not secretly, but, swiftly. But Snowwind got complete control of the middle, so probably just cap these and run. That's what I would do at least. Cap, run. Consolidate. You don't want to overextend. Okay. Cap. Withdraw. And let green come to you. Also, this is not looking too great for blue, though. Not gonna lie. Penny is getting close to a superpower. It is doable to happen in the next turn, a superpower. So you have to beware. And you also don't know what weather you're gonna get. Okay. So you're gonna need an anti-air over here. Already has one. Bust open this so he can allow you to reach the middle quicker, which is nice. And front shift over to the side. With the glowing orb of 4. Tank attacks in. Wow, attacks the recon. That's curious. Alright. What can Mario Golf do here? Boom. Not bad. Healing up. Really needs to, probably wants to build a mech here? Well, going back to the middle. Kinda did a little feint to the side, now going back to the middle, building another mech. I mean, it does have a 1k income advantage. But Penny is going in hard. Boom! What is it gonna be? The rain comes. Thing about rain. When you use it, just rains a little drizzle. The real stuff comes the turn after. When the fog comes. Doesn't matter if you're playing standard. The fog comes. And it is debilitating. Debilitating. You can only see one square in front of you. Doesn't matter if you're a recon. Doesn't matter if you're anything else. Look at this. Can't see shit. Nothing. Penny, on the other hand, can see normal fog distances. Recon can see 5, infantry can see 2, etc. So you're operating in the dark here. Attacks the anti-air. Got a kill there, but has no idea about this tank. Well, you probably should have seen it move from when it was light out, but hard to keep track of these things. Build a mech here, probably. But you can't really do anything. You can't see anything. You don't know what you're getting into. Penny, though, you see slightly better. So it's still, you know, foggy. But can see a little bit better. Heck, Penny's already building up a pretty significant charge. Already at 23. 32. Really zooming in there. Dang, he's already at 47 in one turn. That's a lot of charge in one turn. That's the power of the big orb, guys. Big orbs like Penny, Brenner, they expand fast. You can get to superpowers pretty quickly with them. Whereas Snowwind with a dinky little 1, it's a little trickier. Boomba. Bang. Still holding on slightly to that income lead. Still ahead in unit value. Actually still ahead in everything. Benchwarmer's ahead in unit value, ahead in income, ahead in unit count. Not looking bad actually for Benchwarmer. It looks a lot worse on paper, or in real life than on paper. On paper, Benchwarmer looks fine, but Penny has the power of the weather. Penny has better intelligence. She can see what's going on much clearer. So, each thing is worth a lot. What will Penny do here? I think there's one more turn of rain. Kills a copter. Oh god. Kills another copter and gets the best roll. Gets Sandstorm. Sandstorm, like I mentioned before, 70% attack. Your attack stays the same, but 70% for blue. These things are gonna tickle. It's gonna be like facing Sturm. Bad Sturm in Advanced Heroes, by the way. 70% firepower. And don't forget, the turn you use your superpower, everything is 15-15 for Penny. Everything outside of everything is 15-15. So, you have 15 attack, 15 defense, and these guys have 70 attack. So, imagine this tank on this plane right here. This tank attacking it would lose the engagement, even if it struck first, because that has extra defense and extra offense, and you have 70%. Awful. What can Benchwarmer do, though? Can the Snowwind fight back? It's got a higher income, for God's sake. Oof, look at that. Can't even kill off that anti. Oof. Trying to kill off that rock. Even the rock ain't dying. Even this damn rock ain't dying. Look at it. Hardcore rock. Meteorite. Excuse me. Igneous. Igneous rock. So if you guys are curious. Anyway. Penny's just like, F it. I'm going in. Boom. Bang. Strike while the iron is hot. There's a sandstorm going on. I'm going Darude on this shit. I'm attacking in. I'm murdering your CO unit. Well, it doesn't quite kill it, but close. Now he's putting on the gas. Now Frozen is ahead in unit value. Ahead in unit count. Behind on income, 1k. But, I mean, not for long, seemingly. What can Snowwind do here? Just tickling the units. Tickle, tickle. Tickle, tickle. Probably wants to combine that CO unit. Because you don't want to let it die like that. Probably going to combine the copter in there. Or not. Okay, maybe not. But he's giving up one of the properties. Okay. Boomba. Bang. 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 And also already at 60. CO unit's already at 60! Man, snowballing is a real thing in Days of Ruin. Already at 60. Ready for another super. This weather may never end for the rest of the match. That's one thing about Penny. It's random weather, but goddamn, there's gonna be weather. And Benchwarmer's like, oh, I have the income lead. Now we're tied at income. I need to get an advantage somehow. How am I gonna get my advantage? I get mechs to the front line quicker. That's about all I got. And my air units are better. The thing about Snowwind is she has the advantage earlier on in the game. More of a rushing style. Penny's a slow burn. Penny's like a hawk. Penny's like a Olaf. You just get that where they're going. The longer the game goes on, you don't care. It's gonna be permanent weather. Snowwind needs the game to end early. Get that income advantage, but... Ooh. Oh god, what's this now? More rain. More rain, and the artillery's coming in, and you won't even be able to see it. This thing can shoot you, but you can't shoot it because you can't see anything. Oh, that's diabolical. That is diabolical from Penny. What can Snowwind do here? Luckily for him, overextended Penny. Can Snowwind punish the overextension? Okay, doing a little bit of damage. But like, so you can't even see the artillery. Oof. Oofa. Okay, killing off the copter at least. But this is just being a suicided unit because there's an anti-air there. Gonna lose that copter. Super overextended, but Penny's putting the foot on the gas. Bonk. And then going for the kill here. And you lose your CO unit. No more charge. Oof. And the artillery shot, pot shot on the left. Oh, that hurts. That hurts. Winning over here. Winning over here. Winning in the middle. This is like the triple crown for Frozen. How could Snowwind come back from this? Is it possible? Is it possible? Half the unit value. Only thing going in their favor. Overextension. Can reinforce much quicker. Will it be enough, though, to punish the units that are too close? Stops the cap, at least. Frozen does have a income advantage of 3k. But doesn't even have a CO unit now. Needs to build a CO unit to even, like, use the CO power, get it like a missile or something going on. Actually, there is a CO unit. It's randomly over here. I don't think that's gonna work out well for him. Oh, it's just getting... Oh, it's just getting... Oh! Oof! Oofa! Just getting clobbered in the middle. Bangers! Ooh, man. Oh! Brutalized! Oh! Ooh, man. It's starting to turn into a... Ooh. He's not even going for this cap right here. Could have combined for the cap, but that was just... I mean... Can Snowwind and Mario Golf come back in this? I mean, there's an anti-air right there, for God's sake, but you can't even reach it. It's gonna kill the copter. Permanent weather. I mean... Oh my god, a sandstorm. This might be the final blow. I mean, how does Snowwind come back from this? Bonk. Capturing the properties on the side, too. 70% firepower for 3 more days. Just murdering unit after unit. Killing the copter, killing the infantry. Killing off the biker bob. The unit count is now 29 to 16. It's just domination, man. This is 1/3 of the unit value. Yeah. Builds the missiles, resigns. Well, that was a showcase of the new CO Snowwind. Well, not new. I think she's been around a year now, but I haven't really reviewed many games. I have a few thoughts. I think that Snowwind had some play early on in the game. I think the issue... Played her very well at the beginning. Got the momentum. Like, I think things were looking pretty decent here. Capture these two. Probably get, you know, you have an artillery. Just don't overextend. I think that was the issue with overextension. What happened on this turn? Did shift over here. I remember the shifting over here. I think you needed to have something covering these infantry. Actually, it's pretty hard to say what went wrong. The rain was really debilitated blue. Hard to say. Maybe it was just the weather. You know, like Penny maybe just better CO. Maybe that's what it was. I thought Benchwarmer played pretty damn well as Snowwind. Definitely an early advantage, but just kind of evaporated with all the weather that kept coming and coming. But anyways, interesting game. I mean, I always like looking at the new CO, see what's going on, especially if they have good music. So anyway, I hope you guys were entertained. Hope you guys learned something, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.